Welcome to another edition of In and Around Austin. I'm Fred Hudson. In today's show, we will be presenting to you how to cook beef cutlets, a special dish from Kerala, India. Today's chef is Shirley Matthew, a very talented cook. She is from Kerala, India. She'll present to you not just how to cook beef cutlets, but also how to get it done quickly and efficiently. Be sure to listen to her tips and suggestions. Shirley has lived in Austin since 1991, along with her husband, Bijou Matthew. They have 2 children.
My name is Shirley Matthew. Today I'm going to make one of my favorite snacks, beef cutlets. Cutlets are a very popular snack among Kerala Christians. We can use it as a snack or an appetizer or as a side dish. First I'm going to show you the raw ingredients to make cutlets. We are making beef cutlets in Kerala style. So here we have beef, very lean beef, potatoes, red onion. I usually use red onion because it has a very nice flavor. Garlic, ginger root, eggs, curry leaves, and green chilies. These are the spices that we are going to use to cook the meat with. Turmeric, chili powder, coriander, different spices, cardamom, cloves, and cinnamon sticks. And all this is grounded together. It's called garam masala, and black pepper, and salt for taste. Now we are ready to start with our preparations. First, we are going to take the meat, mix all the spices together, add all the spices into the meat. This is chili powder, coriander, black pepper, garam masala. You can actually buy the garam masala from any Indian stores to save time, and salt for taste. Let's get it really mixed everything together into the meat so it just makes it an even texture. Okay, that looks really good. Now I'm going to cook this on stove top for about 20 to 25 minutes. So we have all the spices mixed into the meat. Now I have the stove on about medium to high. Put all the ingredients into a pan. And we don't really have to add any water to it. It should be able to cook in its own juice. So I'm just going to close it and let it cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. While the meat is cooking, I'm going to show you how to prepare the potatoes. I'm going to use a yellow potato, a medium size, baked potato size. I'm going to peel it. It's easier to get it cooked more evenly and faster if you peel it and cut it in small pieces. 1 big potato should be enough for about 1 pound of meat. Okay, it's all done. I just washed the potatoes. It's better to wash it after you peel it. Now I'm going to cut it into some big cubes, maybe about 3 or 4 different sizes. This size looks pretty good. Now use about 1.5 cups of water And then you should have the potato immersed in water. Otherwise, it may have a different color once it's cooked. So I'm going to let it cook for about 5-10 minutes until it's tender. Use about medium to medium-high heat as well. So let's check on our meat. Oh, it's cooking really well. I can smell all the spices. We did not add any water, but you can see the juices from the meat. It's enough water there to cook the meat. Now we have the potato and the meat cooking. The next step is to prepare the onions, ginger, and garlic for sauteing. This is red onion. Chop the onion very finely. It's easy cooking, and when you are mixing it with all the other ingredients, it should not be obvious. So I'm going to cut it really, really small. And I already had prepared some earlier, so this is good enough for the amount that we are going to make it. I also minced the garlic. You can either cut it or you can use a small chopper to cut it really fine. I used a chopper because it's so much easier and faster. Ginger. I also used a chopper to chop the ginger also. Green chilies. It's a very spicy kind. Next, I'm going to chop the curry leaves. The curry leaves are specific to Kerala. Curry leaves gives a very nice aroma for the food, and it has some medicinal values also. So to chop it, I'm going to take it from its stem. Chop it very fine. That looks good. Now we are going to saute the onion, ginger, and garlic, and green chilies and the curry leaves. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using a wide mouth pan because it's so much easier to have enough surface that all the ingredients can saute really well. I'm going to let the oil coat all around the pan. And use about medium heat. Most of the sauteing you can do in medium to medium-high heat. First, add the onions. Garlic. Ginger. Green chilies. And the curry leaves. We'll add a little bit of salt also. If you like the dish really spicy, you can add a little bit more black pepper. I usually like it very spicy, so I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Mix it really well and let it sit for about 3-4 minutes. It will cook, and when the onions are transparent, we'll get all the other ingredients into this saute. So I'm going to close this and let it cook for about 4 or 5 minutes. Now the meat, potato, and the onions are cooking. The meat looks like it's going to be another 10-15 minutes. So to save time, I had prepared some meat earlier, meat and potato earlier. So once the meat is cooked, it should look like this. It's really cooked and it's dry. All the juices are dried off. And the potatoes, it's very soft and all the water has been drained out. When you drain the water from the potato, it loses some of the starch as well. So next, I am going to shred the meat or mince the meat. Usually use a food processor. It's very easy and fast. See, you can see the spices on that meat. It looks really good. So it should take maybe about a couple of minutes. Maybe just 30 seconds more, just a little bit more, just to make sure that the texture is really right. This looks really good. And the texture, it's really minced really well. So we should be able to mix it very easily with the potatoes. Next thing, I'm going to mash the potatoes with the potato masher, or you can use a fork. Usually forks takes too much time, so I'm just going to mash it with the potato masher. Mash it really well. I mean, you really don't want to have any big lumps in there, because when you're mixing all this together and you're trying to make a ball so that you should not have the big pieces of potatoes sticking out. So just give it a couple of more good mashes. Looks good. Once the onions are transparent, we are going to add the meat and mix it really well, and also add the potatoes and come with a very nice, good texture and good mixture so that we can make it into little lemon-sized balls and shape it and do the rest. So I'm going to check on the onions now. It's looking good. This smells really good. The ginger, garlic, and the red chilies with the curry leaves, it has this very nice aroma. Maybe I'll add a little bit more oil. Seems like it's kind of sticking to the pan. Saute it for maybe another minute or so. It needs a little bit more cooking.